After 16 years, 11 months in prison, I should have been happier in this moment. I was about to overcome one of the biggest hurdles and obstacles men and women often face when coming home from incarceration. That was getting their license. I stood there after walking into the DMV thinking I would just retrieve information on how to get my license. I now stood there in the line getting ready to take my picture, and moments after would be able to walk out with a temporary driver's license. I was grateful, but I wasn't ready. The speed of traffic was a bit much for me. And to put things into a greater perspective, never mind driving, it had been 16 years, 11 months. You understand me? Let me say that one more time. 16 years, 11 months since I had walked outside of a prison wall free, without shackles on my wrist or my ankles connected to my waist with guards on both sides. That's a major shift. Now, mix in technology and everything else, here we go. But driving, a blessing to be able to do so, but I wasn't ready. I remember walking out of the DMV and my wife being excited, saying, "You can drive, babe," and me responding out of anxiety, being in fight or flight, dealing with pride, saying something along the lines like, "Nah, I ain't ready for that." Why should I even respond like that? My first day home, she's happy. She's just trying to be encouraging. That's it. But me, I was taking it like it was a shot, a urging of me into a place that I wasn't ready to be. It was uncomfortable. I'm not ready to go there. And what I should have did was say, "Yeah, babe, I'm happy I got my license, but I ain't gonna be able to drive for a couple weeks." But I didn't. And it was a sharp response, but she was patient enough with me in that moment. And still encouraging, saying, "Don't worry, maybe tomorrow." I remember we got back in the car with my family and they were excited. But for me, the entire way on the way to my mother's house, ready to eat some good old home cooked food, might I add, which I'm grateful for, especially after being gone for all that time and thinking to yourself, I might not get a chance to eat mama's home cooking. But still, on my way to a good place, but on my way there, even as a free man, in a place where I should be celebrating, it was thoughts of everything now. Not just driving, not just having to learn how to use my phone, but now it was seeing family members I hadn't seen in forever, getting a job. Now I'm thinking about the mortgage because my wife's talking about the home we have now in Georgia. It was a lot. I was grateful. I don't ever want anybody to, but it was a lot. Imagine, again, getting locked up at 19 and then coming home at 36. You missed your 20s, half your 30s. And not only do you come home at 36 with a severe lack of life experience, you come home with a wife and a mortgage and some other things. I don't know. It was a lot. Finally made it to my mother's home. Getting ready to eat some food. People arrived or whatever, showed up. And one of those individuals is my stepfather. And what I'll say about this is meeting my stepfather for the first time in person, having spoke to him quite a few times over the phone while I was incarcerated. Um, his background was he had served over 30 years in prison. Him and my mother had a history. That was her first love. And it was real. But nonetheless, this encounter with me being home less than 12 hours would ultimately be my first test. Who would have thought?